as well, or you can stick around with us as we cast this wonderful game. And the first map, any predictions?
Oh, that's a tough one. Okay, so first map is Overpass, and it's the map that was the biggest question mark between these two teams, but it is Falcons map pick. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to lean into that a little bit, and I'm going to say, you know what? I think saw's going to come out on top of this one.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see, but not for too much longer, as we're going to be seeing the teams duke it out on Overpass. First map of potentially 3. Hopefully we're going to be seeing a, fast-paced game. 2 interesting lineups. Portuguese team versus a, fairly dominant French team. One player that isn't native French.
Well, he's Belgian, so he probably speaks French.
Yeah, just talking native.
Well, how do you define native at that point? That's a bit of a...
Well,
yeah, a bit of
he doesn't identify as French, so that's what I'm talking about. But first kill is actually going to be Macazin just playing very Maka rather just pushing aggressively. Hadji, easy shot down over towards Long, but the trade-off's going to be coming through. Mutra is going to be going in for the entrance. They've lost 2, but have taken down another one. But Kios from the sideline is going to be able to take 1, but can't make the 3rd one. Roman trying to make his power plays, but they're going to be stuck over towards Long. Last bullet, Python switches out his gun. Okay, now he's on his last bullets, but it doesn't matter. Irjin is going to be able to get a kill, the last one, and they managed to make it through that round of only losing 2.
I actually find that quite fun because everyone on Team Falcon got a kill. Team Ace, as it were. Yeah, well done there. Really anchoring down that A site quite effectively. So we see one player kind of heading up long, the rest of the players kind of moving in from another direction. You're trying to create a little bit of a pincer. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work out. So gonna be still stuck on the pistols here, and oh man, Maka's already bought into a scout. You can see he's angling for that AWP. He's angling to shut this down quick and easy.
Just thought he was going to be in a perfect position, but unfortunately it wasn't for him. It was for Kias, who's going to be able to get that easy kill. And they've already taken down 1. Just actually only had 9 HP, if I'm right in saying, so he didn't really have too much to write home about. Rest of the T's going to be looking to fall back, try and find this single play. If they could convert this into a kill, take that M4, save it to the next round, or get some kills with it, that'd be brilliant. But unfortunately, they're going to be able to turn it around. A bit of a good conversion. But now it's going to be 1 person left over. So he's really going to have to do a lot of work here to try and make this work. It was wild, and he's going to start off fantastically. Mutrus, he's going to have his head absolutely shredded off. Hadji is going to be in a good position to be able to catch the play off guard. Nice and easy. I say easy. That was actually close. 10 HP. That could have been another M4 loss, but instead it was only 2.
I mean, you say only at this early stage in the game, and given how difficult the CT economy tends to be, would have liked to have come out with that a little bit more cleanly, particularly given that it was an anti-eco, but we know about sAw and eco rounds, and they do make it somewhat expensive, but didn't quite manage to clutch it out. Here, however, they're going to be on a full buy with a lot of utility, and they're going to be approaching this, looking to take some map control, because Falcon have been really good at taking that control, so sAw going to try to wrangle that back.
So I want to try and do the best they can, but going into this round, they should be feeling fairly confident. They managed to take off, I feel like you were saying, a decent amount of economy on the side of Falcon, but Falcons, they got the round. They'll be feeling fairly happy with themselves as well. The MP9 on Keels just enables them to actually win a bunch of money. There's any sort of real face-offs here, but it's a little bit of a slow round, but we also know that sAw are decently being able to turn it around and play fairly aggressive round, so I think they're just trying to get the feeling for Team Falcon at this point.
I mean, that was one of the things that we'd criticized them about yesterday, how they tended to give up so much space. Now it seems like that's definitely not what they're trying to do. They're slowly inching their way in, and they've spread out so nicely across the map here. Really solid default, forced Falcon all the way back towards, one little quadrant of the map, and they're making it very difficult for Falcon to take space. This would be a good time for them to make some moves.
Oh! Roman absolutely choking in that situation and missing his shots. Very uncharacteristic for him. The scout misses Maka. He's going to regret missing that one because Arky's going to come through, get a kill, but Python is going to go in for the nice trade. Peeking around the corner. He's going to have limited bullets, but he gets all 3. Fantastic plays for him. Now it's going to be one person left, and we're going to have to see if Just can do anything in this kind of situation. Grenade goes out, the kill as well. Khalil is going to be coming in handy versus these guns, but unfortunately not handy enough, and that's going to leave 22 players going through, and they only pick up a Thamus actually, so failing to pick up the Galil or anything else. So that's going to be a little bit painful, but overall, Sam, a fantastic round from Python here. Just look at these shots.
I mean, Kyojin does manage to hold on to one of those AKs at the very least, so that's something. You know, give them that little bit of extra firepower. But yeah, one player still on the FAMAS, not ideal, but you know what? Why buy up when you don't actually need to? Still have some firepower here, and absolutely shredded through the sAw players in that previous round. It was a great defense there from Falcons. As soon as they spot out that first player, those whiffed shots from Roman, so detrimental. That information gets given across super quickly. The rotations are solid. Now sAw again, back onto a pistol. Need to start making things happen.
We'll have to do something here. 3 rounds are over. Playtime's over, but unfortunately they obviously went into the force into that last round. So going into this one, they don't really have too much to play with. They've brought down fairly low. They're gonna have to go for pistols next round unless they manage to get the bomb down and a bunch of kills into this one. So they kind of realize this. I think they're now like the main aim for this is sure, win, but 2, just being able to try and get a couple of kills, get a couple of those weapons, even if they end up having to save them because they run out of time. That'd be brilliant. But Makas, he's going to be peeking around the corner. He shoots the elbow. Not going to be making him laugh. Maka, grenade follows up. Over half HP done to sAw, who hasn't really done anything yet. Just on a little bit to the side, and the Deagle from Just is going to be coming out. He's going to be able to take down one. They're all now going to be coming out through the woodwork, but unfortunately the heads are going to be getting found, and Python picking up a bunch of kills, but unfortunately that's going to be the end. Just going to be able to get his second kill. Doing this amount of damage to the economy is brilliant.
It is terrifying how that very nearly could have been another round where sAw does incredibly well with pistols. I mean, okay, they are Deagles, so they tend to pack a little bit more of a punch, but yeah, it's been a little unprecedented from the sAw roster. Falcon doing well. I think they probably realized that that is a very real possibility, so doing really well to shut that down as much as they can, make sure that sAw aren't going to get super value out of that. And well, you said they might be down to pistols here, but it looks like they're going to go for a very strong spend again. Stododo into that AWP, and we know how good he can be on that AWP, but will he be able to get that value here? They are on the T side, so maybe if he gets a nice position down long, maybe he can snipe out a few players, but it's going to be really difficult to get the full value out of that. They have denied Falcon from being able to build up enough money to buy into an AWP of their own, though, so consistently keeping these rounds expensive, I think, is definitely working in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big dedication going into this round from the T side. They were able to get just the exact amount of money they needed to go into this round, thanks to the 3.9 thousand bonus off the UFC, the round loss. Gonna work out, but unfortunately, they're just gonna get slaughtered. Python, he picks up 3. How is that possible? They've just. I mean, I said this was a really daunting round for them because if you look at their economy, they have very little to play with. So after this round, they'll get another $3.9 thousand. They can buy up again into that round, which I imagine they will, even with some of the utility lacking, or maybe pick up a Galil here or there and pick up the rest of the utility where you need to. But it's not over yet. We've got Roman and sAw. These 2 players are absolute beasts. Roman still a little bit lacking so far in this game, but he's got time to shine. sAw finally has an AWP in hand. He wants to make full use out of it. Over towards long. Maka has to be on a point with this front, and he's going to get a chance to. Takes him down, loses some health, but I don't think that really matters. sAw is just going to be peeking down towards connector, just trying to find absolutely anything he can here. He's in such a difficult situation, Sam. I just don't. If he can stay alive in this, that'd be great. But with the player going up behind him towards the T spawn, I have a bad feeling he's going to pop out of there and get a headshot.
Oh, it's very likely, and given the... Oh, there it is. Ah, yeah. Given the investment, very unfortunate there. It didn't even get bombed down, so don't get that extra little bit as well. Ooh, it's rough. They can buy a little bit here, maybe if they sacrifice here, and then nah. They're going Tech 9s. Oh, man, it's happening. Sure, I guess. We'll see if it works out. Tech 9s at a Deagle into the AWP of Maka, which has been devastating in previous matches. And Kios still has a FAMAS. Can we just take a second?
I mean, it's smart, you know, saving that economy. They also got a free AWP out of that round, so honestly, the hiccups of losing so many players in previous rounds has kind of been forgiven, or starting to get forgiven for them anyway right now, because they're saving a bunch of money. But let's see this boost. Ivan absolutely brutalized with this last time, but it's not going to work so easily this time. The push on the site is going to be coming through. This is a team that famously wins eco rounds, but so far, they've not managed to get a single kill. I spoke too soon. Roman gets one. I don't know if another, but that's going to be all she wrote as they fall a little bit too short. Couldn't quite take out the players they needed to.
Oof. Wow, this is really looking rough for sAw. They're still able to eke out another buy here. That loss streak bonus at least working in their favor, but eventually it is going to break. Stadoto down to 0, Arky down to only 100, Mutra's on 350, and yes, you are getting the 3400 at the end of the round, but you're getting closer and closer to having some broken shenanigans. So now look at this aggression from Falcon. Oh my god.
It just didn't work out in the favor of sAw at all there. Sado is going to be able to pick up one on towards Maka. So, you know, AWP versus AWP. He's managed to get himself a little bit proud here, but just over towards site on B. It doesn't work out. These players on sAw are just not able to hit their shots as well as they need to. Kios spots out the legs of the AWP players like, nope. That is going to be a smoke. Smart play by him. Kira Jim is going to be going over towards Troy. He's going to spot out a play. Does some damage, but not enough. Arky, he takes out one another as well. This is a slight control they needed, but from behind, it's going to be Python slithering through, trying to find an opening to get a frag, but that smoke is going to delay his push. But only for so long. The bomb hasn't even gone down yet. This is going to be baiting out the CTs. They're going to be playing aggressive. And unfortunately, this is up against the T side, just completely failing to utilize any kind of utility here. No, Arky left in a 1v2 situation. He's killed 2 so far. And he was able to pull out on this situation. It's definitely going to be someone like him. 40 seconds left remaining. Left, all he has to do is take the spray. He does so much damage. 22 HP left on Python. 11-2, Sam. He is absolute beast mode.
I feel like an issue here, I mean, you were mentioning it about hitting shots, and I think that sAw constantly find themselves overrun. Whether it's that boost up above Monster, whether it's Falcon just absolutely running it down through Playground, you know, moving their way towards the T spawn. sAw just consistently find themselves overrun, and I think that something that they should be trying to do is isolate, if not a 1v1, because you might not actually win that, but try to isolate some of the Falcon players and pick them off, right? If you can't take them in a team fight, then you have to divide and conquer. And, okay, they're not going to be able to get that done in this round. Okay, maybe. They're going to buy up a little bit. Maybe they can get a little bit done here. Again, try and make it as expensive as possible. Although, to be fair, Falcon, again, they've got the slush fund going. But going forward, it's really about isolation. It's really about dividing them up and trying to pick them off and getting that space back for yourselves.
Oh, they're going to have to work hard for it because it is not given to them freely. Team Falcon are like, cool, yeah, you picked Overpass? Sick. Guess what? We know how to play this map, and that is exactly what they want to do. So, not able to do as well. Maka with the AWP, he did lose the duel last time, but Sado actually only has a Galil this time, so no AWP or scout in his hands. Keel's then aggressive over towards Monster. It's going to work well. Just is going to have the Galil. He's going to be able to tell there's a couple of players here. He's not going to be able to peek out anyone. Hasn't got full bullets on that either, so if they did go in for the push through, they're going to be at a massive advantage. Rotation for the CTs as they realize something else is going down. A little bit fishy over towards toilets. Molotov as well. That's going to do a lot of damage, but they're going to be pushing through it. Mac is completely caught off guard. Haji is going to be able to take down one, but it's going to be Kyojin with 2 for himself towards the players, and Mutu's finally going to be able to get taken down. Just the last one left alive, but he was far too far away to be able to do anything to help his team out there, and it's going to be Python for himself. I was a little bit lost there seeing that. Actually hadn't actually managed to get that spray on them, and it was actually Kyojin who did this kill. Hopefully we can see this here. There we go. You can see it in the top right. We didn't actually see the kills we wanted to, but still, really good round from Team Falcon once again.
Yeah, so obviously, sAw in another bit of a rough spot here, and they keep forcing round after round, and it's because they realize that they're on a little bit of a runaway train in terms of the score line, but eventually that is going to turn around and bite you a little bit. I must say Falcon have been really impressive in their reads on sAw. You know, you can see they're trying to fake a little bit on B while the rest of the team heads into A, and Falcon just know that it's happening. They have such a good understanding of, well, this is what we've spotted, this is what we haven't spotted, now we know what's happening.
It really has been like a weird map that was picked by this team who just weren't able to pick it up on yesterday. Now they're just being absolutely torn apart. You can just see it. Arky's the only one to really do anything effective for his team so far. And even then, that's not going to be enough. They had Galils and a couple other weapons, but they're going to go into this following round. This has to be a pistol round. They need to go into the following one with a proper buy, if I'm right in saying, right?
You would think. You would think. I will say I find myself once again questioning this Overpass pick. And at first I started to think to myself, well, maybe it's because we don't have a ton of data on Falcons on Overpass. So maybe they're kind of banking on them not being as experienced. Maybe? But if that was the train of thought, it has really not worked out for them. And oh, it's such a nasty grenade. Early damage is going to give them such an advantage. And sAw haven't even begun an execute yet. The bomb is still chilling towards their spawn. They haven't picked a site. They haven't done anything. And they've just taken chunks of damage. It's rough.
Oh, that USP is going to be coming in clutch as well. Mac is going to be able to pick up one, but he does fall to the pistol. That's going to be good news for the sniper tees, but no recovery on that sniper. I think realistically, they need to work out where Python is and kill him. They need to take down that player, but at the same time, Haji is playing absolutely beautifully. As I say, I talk about Python, he's going to be able to find one, but Justy's going to be peeking around the corner, catches him off guard, but he misses them. He's gonna... Oh, pretty much done an eco there, if I'm going to be brutally honest. Haji looking for another kill. Got Arky and Sado, last two players left alive. Bomb has been picked up, but Sado's going to have to do some work here with the Deagle, but unfortunately he has been spotted. The spray's going to be coming through. He's going to get taken down, but Arky gets a trade-off. Have to do a lot of work here to be able to recover from this. He has got an AWP in hand, but unfortunately, Python is just at the perfect angle to take him down. This is 10 rounds in a row, pretty much uncontested.
What makes it so sad, though, is that sAw have made them, I won't say very close rounds, but they've really put up a fight. They've been trying super hard. They've been getting a few kills in a lot of these rounds, and it feels like it's small missteps that are causing them to consistently just keep losing out the rounds. And okay, fair enough, they are starting on the T side, but that reasoning will only take you so far. Now, they have managed to buy up once again. They're using a lot of early utility to try and take space, but they haven't moved, and Falcon are doing this amazing fan out again where they take full control of the map. sAw gonna struggle to find an in here.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, they actually have a potential in over towards B, with being able to hold on towards the B short, but there's two players in towards connector, and if we see Team Falcon actually decide to collapse in on that player, I just don't think he's going to be able to survive, but Python is going to be able to spot them out. He now has given away his position, but this is going to allow Maka to be able to turn around and be like, okay, AWP, I'm going to be coming in, Strike Force, Maka. He's going to be looking to do as much damage as he can in the situation, but Heels is going to be coming up behind them. Talk about map control. This is going to be horrible for this team. Fortunately, they're not all gathered together, but he is going to be able to find one. Arky's going to fall with Mishus, gets a kill onto Python. Like I said, hunt down that snake, kill him as fast as you can. There's only 4 of them left, 3 of them gathered together, one over towards the B site. He potentially going to push over there, cause a bit of a distraction. A frag, and potentially allow a rotation through towards down in towards connector. It's going to happen, just picks up Haji. That is a big move. Now potential rotation could come in, but no, Kyrgyz has spotted them out over towards long. So unfortunately, even with the sight under control on their side on over towards B, they're still pushing over towards A because they can't do anything. The player's going to be coming up behind them. Kioz, he's going to be playing the snake position. He's going to take out 1, 2, even the third one. He can't quite do it, but Kyrgyz's going to take him out for his trouble. Last player left, and there's nothing he can do.
That lurk from Kioz was nasty, but it was just so good, and it does so much. And as you know, as much as sAw get themselves into a player advantage, their HP is so low across the board. I mean, you just have to, you know, tickle them with a feather, and they're down. And so Kioz, who's on that lurk, All he has to do is tap, 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 tap. And there you go. It's 2 kills. sAw only have 2 players left alive. They have like no HP. And Falcon just clean up. And it's unfortunate because that round had so much promise. They started to take back a little bit of that control, but the flank watch wasn't where it should be. And now again, Falcon looking to take a little bit of aggression here. Haji has been so good for so many rounds, and he's just shutting down these rotations, or at least trying to.
Do his best. It's going to be Haji once again, like you're saying, and he's going to be able to take down Sadaro, but Mutrus from Connection, they weren't able to hold on to that, so now they've got a potential opening. Managed to find a single kill, but unfortunately that's not going to be enough to really get the kills on these players. They're going to have to do a lot more on this front, and the full rotation is going to be coming through because they got a play coming up behind them. Mac is going to be able to pick up another with the AWP, and Python from behind is going to be able to take down Arky and Roman, last man standing, but unfortunately Roman has fallen, and that's going to be the 12th round in a row. And yeah, some people might want to try and say, oh, this is the CT side of map or whatever, but 12 rounds uncontested pretty much. Closest match was when they kind of made it as a 3-man up towards long. That was it.
Yeah, it's looking grim, especially, again, reminder, sAw's map pick. This was the map they chose, much to our surprise. And I think Twitch chat were just as surprised as we were. Just like completely out of the blue, totally out of left field. It would have made so much more sense for sAw to ban this out, pick into something else. Maybe that nuke pick. We've seen them do so well on nuke. But unfortunately, this is the lot they chose. And with only 3 rounds left in this half. And sAw here, oh, okay, not really much of a buy. Couple of Deagles, Tech 9 and a Scout. And we know that they can get something done with this. These are pretty strong guns in their own right, and sAw have been the eco warriors. But Falcon have just shut them down so consistently. I don't know, my hopes are dwindling.
Yeah, sAw are just struggling on this front, but at the same time they're struggling. Team Falcon, they've just been playing out of their mind. It's been absolutely fantastic seeing them play. There has been mistakes on sAw's side that has made that a lot easier. I'm not going to deny that. I think picking this map was a little bit of a strange one. I'm sure they obviously have their decisions as to why that makes sense. And they know a lot better than me. They've been together 2 years. They know how they should be playing as a team. We have to wait and see what's that's gonna turn into. We've got Dust 2 up next if they do fail on this one, but Team Falcon looking to close this out with a clean sweep of maybe even 15 rounds in the first half. Execution over towards A. They've managed to make their way up towards site, but they're gonna get found and picked off pretty quickly. But actually, he's gonna get taken down. A headshot by Arky. That dome shot was beautiful. Rome taking down another as well. The bomb should be going through, but not really got the positions. Only got 1 rifle. Second one's gonna get picked up by Mutrus as I'm saying that. So now it's their chance to shine, but Kirsten's gonna be able to pick up Roman. Roman was a player they needed to keep alive in this situation, even with that Tech 9. Need the player count. The damage going to be coming through, though. Perfect timing. Arky's going to catch Mako completely off guard. Baits out his shot. Gets the kill. Kirsten looking to peek up in towards the site with his teammates. It's a good entrance. But catch the players off guard. He misses. He doesn't trust his judgment. And Python over towards Bullets. He picks up 1. He's going to be left in a 1v3. He takes down 1. Bullets are ticking. Throws the bomb, and it's going to be the first round on the board. So no clean sweep, and sAw managed to at least get 1 round on the board.
sAw lulling Falcon into a false sense of security? Maybe? No? I mean, it would make for one hell of a storyline, I'll tell you that. But they finally have themselves a nice, clean round and give it... Okay, yeah, the Eco Warriors. I mean, I said it at the start of that round as well. That's what they're known for. They go in with very little... Oh, that is a boost and a half! Let's go! What a way to open it up.
Straight in towards heaven, they take down Kirsten, who has been a high-impact player. 13-6. He's been getting those kills and being able to get that man advantage right off the bat. Straight away. That is exactly what we want to see, and hopefully that's going to be the highlight we see at the end of this round. But we'll have to wait and see. This is going to be the penultimate round of the first half. Haji's in towards Connector. He's going to be a key player here, stopping them from clotheslining over towards that site. maybe even going for that counter push versus them, but they're unsure as to what is really going on. Luckily, they do have Kios, who he's doing exactly what Roman was doing, but on the other side of the map. He's constantly pushing through Monster, up through T-Spawn, and right up behind them. And he's going to catch one of the players off guard. Oh, no. He turned around. He turned around. He might be able to see him. Kios, unfortunately, misses out on that front. That grenade
No!
does the job.
That lineup. Oh, that is heartbreaking for Just, I will be honest. Oof. But at least it does even things out a little bit here. So starting to take a bit of that map control, but Kios is still there. He's still in it.
I mean, Python is just gonna be like, oh cool, you're gonna run out with your backs turned to me? What is going on? How is that even possible? Now Maka over towards side, he's gonna take a flick, gets a kill, Mutrus. He's gonna fall down. Sado, last player left alive. He's got an AWP in hand. There's gonna be a player over towards Party just waiting for him to try and get out that bomb. This should be a nice he pulls out his knife. It's like that Pink Panther moment. He's just trying to like sneak on by, but it's just not gonna happen.
I feel like he must have thought that Kios had maybe rotated away because he doesn't even look. But at that point, I mean, there's so many angles that you have to check. You know that Python is in toilet. You know that Kios is probably behind you. I mean, where do you look? What is the bigger danger between the two? And when your back is turned, both of them are at danger level 100. So a rough spot all around, and sAw off the back of a really solid round. Unfortunately, not able to follow that up. It's the Dodo again. Gets the opening kill of the round, and it's onto Python this time. That's big.
They're going to be fighting for these kills. It's going to be Kios finally getting taken down right away, but Maka with a nice kill of his own. But unfortunately, Kioshin's going to get taken down over towards the B site. This is the first successful execution over towards this site. I had actually managed to take a control over it in the, I think it was like one of the first couple of rounds. I think it was the 5th or 7th round where they managed to take over the site, but didn't bother getting the bomb planted. And it was a 2 versus 1. They got absolutely slapped. 2 versus 2, actually. Aji's going to be peeking around the corner, gets the entry kill. That's exactly what he needs to do for his team. They're in a 2 versus 3 now. This opens up the possibility. Good smoke. Flash out through heaven as well. Mac is going to be trying to make the opening, but there's a player right below him. I don't think he's going to catch this one off guard. The sniper's coming through. So is Arky. And that is going to be the first half. 13-2. That is not what you want to be happening on that front. I mean, at the end of that, I would not be feeling happy if I was sAw. Would you be?
Oh, definitely not. I mean, there's that kind of hope of, oh, maybe it's the false sense of security, but no. As much as they're heading it onto their CT side, as much as we think that they look better on the CT side or have historically, the more recent games just don't give me much faith, yeah. And I'm really worried.
Yeah, well, we're going to have to see what they can do in the second half. Let's go over to a quick break, and we'll be right back with you with the second half.
The most epic uphill battle ahead of them. They've had a few unlucky rounds where they've made a few mistakes. They did manage to win on an eco, as is their MO, I suppose. Let's see if they can somehow mount a comeback. Although, I'll be honest, Tom, I'm not sure I'm seeing it happen.
Yeah, it's going to be I think it's going to be super hard for them. With just the way that Team Falcon have been playing and the mistakes that sAw have delivered to their hands, it's going to be super hard. But I love this strat. Up through long, down through toilets, and then potentially through connector if they decide to. But it seems like they're going to be hanging around toilets. Maybe actually just go straight on towards site instead. You know, fair enough. Not quite as cool as the Silver Stroud just rushing through connector, but it's going to be a dedication. Nice denial smoke there. You can see that from Saturday. He does take the point of damage. And now he's going to be looking, so going for those shots. Mutra is going to be able to pick up one, but Kojin going to be able to get a kill of his own onto Stadado. And now Roman is going to be holding this angle. He's going to be able to get a headshot through the smoke. Didn't quite count as the smoke kill, though, but Kojin is going to be sitting onto towards this truck and be able to get a kill of his own. Now Roman in a 1v3. 2 of the T players have actually picked up USP, so fairly nice on their side. Position is known of Roman. He's only got 50 HP, and unfortunately, his head is going to get found, and it's going to be by none other than Kojin.
See, the big problem here is just how difficult it is to build up eco as the CTs and get into a buy. with this round taking us potentially onto match point. Now, obviously, I don't want to jump the gun too heavily, but if we compare these buys, Falcon definitely had a massive advantage here. We've seen sAw come through on a half wonky, broken buy. We've seen them get results, but if they lose this round, I think that could just be it.
Yeah, they're going to be at wit's end at this point. Where this has been one hell of a quick first game so far. All Falcon have to do is win 2 rounds.
Yeah.
sAw can't afford to drop the ball at all now. Losing a single player is detrimental to their ability of being able to actually come through and win not only this game, but also this series. We're going to go on to Dust 2, and we talked about it between the break, and we'll go into it more in the post-game talk, but that's going to be a super interesting and difficult game for them.
I feel like best case scenario in this round is they wipe out Falcon, pick up all of their guns, and take them into the next round. The chances of that happening, however, are a completely different story.
Justy's going to be sneaking through this smoke, and so is his teammates. They're going to be able to pick up 1-2. That's going to be a 1-for-2 trade. That's actually a fairly good, decent trade, and now you might be able to get a pick up. Oh, never mind. Maka is going to be ending that game a little bit too fast, but sAw is going to be able to do a lot of damage, but not going to be able to get the kill. It's going to be Arky and Mutris to try and pick this up. 2 versus 2 situation. Now they might well just be able to do something here. There is the scout, which is going to do a huge amount of damage. They need to pick up these guns, but Mutris isn't going to go over aggressive, I don't think, on this front, realizing that they can't make any mistakes. Goes in. Last one left alive. Couldn't quite make it in the big league. Down here. He misses his shot. Thought he hit the headshot. Flicks up, goes for the heaven player, but unfortunately, this wasn't meant to be.
Good lineup there to cover that same angle together. Make sure that even if one of them does die, the second is going to be able to get the kill. But they managed to win it out regardless. They don't lose a player in that final confrontation. So you have 2 players coming through into the next. And yeah, it wasn't the best case scenario, but it was still decent. They forced Falcon down onto a bunch of Tech 9s here, and they definitely have the advantage. Now they need to start building up that all-important momentum. Seeing them take a little bit of nap control, but immediately back off towards A again.
They're going to be going for the aggressive play. Just going to be able to pick up 1, but the T's already going to be down in towards water. He's going to have to do a lot of work here. He picks up the M4 player. That's going to be the MP9 versus him. He does some damage, but unfortunately gets shot from behind by the P250. sAw is going to be equaling it up. It's going to be a 1 versus 1. How has this happened versus pistols? We know sAw are bad versus the anti-ecos, but unfortunately still lose a lot of players. That was a smart shot, but unfortunately didn't quite work out in the favor. Missed out on that smoke.
Falcon at least make it expensive, which should have a fairly decent impact into their buy into this round. And yeah, there you go. You can see it already. It's not the full buy that they would have wanted. Their utility isn't as good as it could be. I mean, it's good, it's decent. They've got something to pivot off of. And now this is what I'm curious about, because we're seeing sAw take a much more aggressive map control here, but if they're just going to give it up again,
oh, come on,
then it's going to be all for naught.
Yeah, I was really hoping that they would just somehow by chance, because obviously they can't see what we see, so they don't have the same information. But I was kind of just, fingers crossed that they were going to be able to play aggressive here, which, Roman has done. If he goes up behind them, he'll be pretty much repeating what Kios did to them, and that kind of information is going to be fantastic. And this player has done this time and time again on the CT side yesterday versus Entropic. When a player down towards connector is going to be fairly brutal. Oh, okay. Information is now out. Smoke has to be delivered. He's going to get tagged through that as well. Unfortunately, I think this is the spell. And at the end of him, unfortunately, Team Falcon are just too aware of their surroundings. Mutris is going to be going up behind them again as well. Like, okay, well, that didn't work. He's going to try. What are you doing, sAw? He's just standing in the open. Going to get taken down. Trade going to be coming through from Arky. But honestly, you've lost 2 players. Only killed 1. That is not the trade-off you want from the CT side. That just gives full advantage over towards Team Falcon. They may not have full map control, but they've got one hell of an area to cover to try and defend this at the moment.
One of the notes that I'd made about Falcon was how good their awareness is when rotations start to happen, and plays out in 4K for us once again.
Oh. Just going to be able to get a kill onto Python. Switching on over. It's going to be Arky. He's going to be able to pick up 1, but the second one's not going to quite happen. Hachi has to be super careful here, but he's going to get picked off. Couldn't quite do anything this round. Mewtwo's going to be peeking around the corner, gets the kill, but that was super expensive once again for this team. They do get an AK for their trouble, though.
Is this happening? Is this where the epic comeback comes through? I mean, I'm all here for it. I think that this could be one hell of a storyline. And I'm really hoping that sAw make this that little bit more competitive, because coming into the second half, I had my doubts. It kind of felt like Falcons were just going to run away with it a little bit here. They're going to have another round where they're at a bit of a low spend. A very low spend, all things considered. Going to try to make something happen, as sAw are very much in the driving seat here. And with a nice little opening pick off there onto Kiaz, taking a very important pawn off the board. sAw poised to take this round as well.
If they manage to do this, that'd be one hell of a comeback. From having so few rounds in that first half to coming into this the second half and being able to do, you know, decently. They've managed to pick up the first couple of rounds, which is exactly what they need to do. But because of losing that first initial pistol round, that just closed in the gap. All Team Falcon have to do is at least get one more round, and they've really given themselves so much more room. But over the wall, sure, we're going to be seeing aggressive push going to be coming out, unfortunately for them. sAw is going to be able to get the kill, does get tagged down, but still has plenty of HP, but Mewtwo does not. He's going to get absolutely dropped. sAw's going to be at low HP now, even lower. Mac is going to take him down. Roman's going to be coming up behind them, but maybe not fast enough. Bomb should be going down right now. Roman gets a frag. It's going to be Gojin going down, and now the bomb has to go down. Dropped in. Decent fight for them as well to be able to defend, but unfortunately they're going to get absolutely slaughtered. Mac is going to be left in a 1v2. Takes down the snake there. And have to do a difficult situation. Unfortunately, his head is found, and a brilliant round from sAw. Again, this seems like a common factor there. They're only taking 2 players through each round, it seems.
Yeah, very, very close rounds, but given how one-sided the first half was, you take what you can get at this point. It does make it a little bit more expensive, but because they keep winning rounds, they're still able to at least stay competitive, buy for one another if necessary, keep themselves afloat in that regard, which is really important. But now, this is where the big test is going to be, because Macazin has picked up the AWP this time around, and he is also a phenomenal player and a phenomenal AWPer, so he's going to be going toe-to-toe here with Stododo. We'll see which of the 2 AWPers come out on top of that one. I'd like to see sAw taking a little bit more map control, especially here, when in terms of weaponry, they're very much toe-to-toe, but again, sAw playing just like yesterday, giving up so much space and allowing the enemy team to just consistently pressure them back.
And there's no push towards connector from the side of sAw either, so there's no extra information there, but maybe they can do it over towards monster. That could be the opening they need to get. They managed to get killed though. Oh, that's going to be Python getting dropped down. Thanks to obviously the player there. Mewtwo going to be able to get that wall bang onto him, which, you know, if you're sitting there as Python, you're going to get a little bit frustrated. He was playing out of his mind in that first half, but it seems like he's unable to quite make that sort of linchpin positioning and frags. But over towards short, we do have the AWP player. Keep in mind, he has also got the bottom, so if he goes down, that's going to be a huge amount of information. Side of sAw, sAw, he's got no up, he spots out legs. That's all the information they need. Utility is now going to be used out. 9, any real ground's going to be getting taken by the side of Team Falcon. Let's say that though, execution should be coming through. First kill doesn't quite come through. We just look at the pull down, but instead Roman, he picks up 1, but the second one couldn't quite come through. Push on the site is now in progress. Mewtwo, he's going to get absolutely flashed there. He has to try and watch out for this player. Fortunately for him, one of the T's managed to flash their own players. On site is going to be Chaos, who's going to have to spray through that smoke. Doesn't quite work out. The bomb's going to get dropped. It's going to be a 1 versus 4, but never mind. Instead of just 2 players, we're going to be seeing sAw take down and take through rather 4 players, all with AKs and an AWP.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really solid 2-prong attack from Falcon. I enjoy how they did that. You know, create a little bit of pressure from long, and while the rest are pushing up from toilets, and then you create a little bit of a crossfire there. I like the idea behind it, but sAw were really quick to read into that. They used their utility towards the end of the round very well there. I mean, that last smoke that came through literally saves Mewtwo's life at that point. So really well done to add a little bit of extra pressure onto the site. And now we're saying, well, maybe this is why they're giving up a little bit of that map control early on. Make sure that they still have some utility to use towards the end of the round and isolate those duels, which was something that I'd mentioned in the first half. So nice to see that sAw are incorporating that into their play here. And I mean, this is more of a resurgence than I had expected coming into this. So I mean, they're already doing better than what I could have hoped for in the second half, and we're starting to see signs of the sAw that we're more familiar with, the sAw that we saw yesterday.
Yeah, well, Falcons realizing they may be in a little bit of trouble here. They haven't spent all their money, but they've got guns and trouble to push in towards the B site. Doing exactly that, but Hatchie's going to get taken down. Justin's going to be doing a good job at K9's going to be able to find his head. Eventually be Arky with the trade-off, and Roman going to be able to get a kill of his own over towards short. That's exactly what you want to be seeing from this team. Good defense from their side, but going to be a half buy coming in from Team Falcon, and unfortunately, that's going to go to waste. They've managed to pick up one kill, and that's going to be all she wrote. Doing a good job there, trying to peek out, get the kills, but couldn't quite make it work. And sAw looking so much more confident than they were in that first half. They're like, yeah, T is on our side. We let them get a bunch of rounds. 13 rounds, it's nothing.
What must you be thinking at this point if you're Falcon, though? Let's take a second. They've only managed to convert one round. Pretty much. Either that or not like this, not like this, not like this.
Yeah. It's one of those moments where you're like having one of those like fever dreams. Where it's like, it's going really amazing, and then suddenly it just goes really bad.
Like bad acid trip.
Yeah, like if they lose another like 2 or 3 rounds, I mean, you have to tell me. I wouldn't know, but well, enough about like random trips and stuff. We're gonna be seeing a push in towards the B side. That flash was brilliant. Arky gonna be able to make use of the T's. The flash against them in reverse, and he's gonna be able to pick up 3 kills. What has happened? They're just being torn apart. We missed exactly what happened there. Hopefully we'll see it in the replays, but that flash burst from the T side just. Oh no, that was a terrible use of the utility, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is just Falcon crumbling a little bit under this pressure. And I don't like to put too much stock into current round statistics, but if you look at like Python, who has doubled Kio's kills, it says a lot, I think. How'd you gonna try and hold on to this AK with a sliver of HP here? So I wonder, do they let it happen? Oh, they're hunting it.
It's difficult. If he goes through this round, he has a valuation of close to 4 point whatever thousand, and he'll go into the next round with a full buy. So they kind of want that kill, and actually fortunately walked into the crosshairs of Sado. If he hadn't done that, I think he would have actually survived.
Well, still able to buy up into this at the very least, so still gonna have some firepower coming into these rounds, but sAw have just looked really solid. They're just not allowing Falcon any room to breathe here, and I think that, so I was kind of criticizing how much space they give up, and I think a lot of that is to do with being able to isolate those duels, to make sure, I mean, if you're pushing out too aggressively, you're more likely to find yourself in an isolated position. So they're kind of sticking close together and making sure that as soon as somebody runs in, they're able to shut it off with mollies, smokes, whatever the case may be, and then follow up and get those very important kills here. Now, Stododo has taken a very deep angle. Doesn't get the shot, but that's a lot of info given over.
Yeah, missing that shot is going to be annoying, but if he'd over-dedicated to try and get that shot, he probably would have lost his head. I'm not going to lie. These players are absolutely sharp with those deagles. Over towards long, we do have the scout of Maka. Information is going to be coming through. The tag as well. Keel's going to get tagged down, but you know what? He's got a deagle. He doesn't really care too much. A lot of utilities getting used from the CTs. They do have to be a little bit careful here. And ideally, if you are Sado, you don't want to get tagged down by that scout. Especially when you're playing out against the scout, but also everything else. These kind of pistols give you the opportunity to get one shot. Push through the smoke is going to be coming through Arky. Just go for the spray. Just go for the random spray. Just do it for us and for the chat as well. But it's not going to happen. The shots from Kyojin though, and that's going to allow them to push on through. Arky's going to be able to get one. It's going to be Mutuous with the second as well. Arky over towards long is going to be able to pick up a double, going in for third. But instead, Roman's going to be chiming in from behind, trying to get as many kills as he can. And managed to get a trade onto Kyojin, which is going to be the final player going down. And that's the fever dream, Sam. I think it's happening. If you're
really
Team Falcon,
is.
you are sweating.
Oh, wow. I can't believe that sAw evaded this close. And to be fair, Falcons are still at a point where they only need 2 rounds, but it feels like those 2 rounds are an Everest climb away from them at this point. Doesn't matter what they try to do, sAw have been reading so perfectly into it. This is an interesting position from Roman, kind of expecting a potential aggressive push up long, but if he gets a first kill here, that could be huge for this round.
Yeah, he really needs his team to actually play a little bit of a distraction role. Oh, Roman. Gone. I just been able to make the push, but Mutus, he's going to be able to get the first kill. Maka just turn around for a second, but it doesn't matter. Now we're just going to see Roman just push all the way through. I don't think Maka's going to be fast enough. He might actually catch him on this cross. Footsteps. He heard them from behind. Mutus, no, what are you doing? He looked the wrong way. He's going to get taken down, but now that's going to be making the T's feel super confident. Now we're going to be seeing this player, Roman, come up behind them and just potentially slaughter them. sAw is going to be able to take down Hachi, though. They're going to be in a difficult position. He's going to be pushing through the smoke monster. He's going to get the slaughter, gets one kill. Second one chimes up and now turns up behind. He knows there's an AWP player still left alive and he's trying to work out exactly where he is. And he's going to be right above him. Maka looking in for the skill. Flicks over, hits the head. That's exactly what you want, but not without a cost. Down to 9 HP. This was a buy round from the side of Team Falcon. After this, some of them are just going to struggle to get anywhere close to 4,000 in the bank.
This is one of the wildest rounds I've seen possibly ever. The counter flanks coming through from both of these two teams, that just sets up such a perfect position for Roman to mow down those two players moving in through Monster. Now Maka not even scoped in. And there he loses the AWP. And it is a bit of a double-edged sword to just be sitting scoped in constantly. But unfortunately there, the no-scope didn't hit. And that sAw with yet another round in the bank. And as you mentioned, it was a full buy for Falcons. They're not going to have a whole lot in the tank here. I mean, they could go for some slightly upgraded weaponry, maybe. See a pause coming through here, and it's very likely it's Falcons because, again, they have conceded a redonkulous amount of rounds in this. We came in at 13-2, so sAw have just won 9 rounds. Not in a row, of course, but, I mean, Falcon conceding 9 rounds, and all they need is 2 to bring it home. Jeez, this has got to be devastating. I can't imagine what their mental is going to be going into the second map, you know, regardless of what happens here.
Yeah, there's going to be a massive shake-up for them, and you know what? After this round, or after this half rather, Dust 2, I have no idea. But the pistol buy coming out from Team Falcon, this is kind of what I expected. You want to stick around that 2k mark, and maybe even a bit less if you're going to discount some of the extra utility. I mean, you get a 3.4k after this round, so they'll be perfectly fine. And they could really do some damage with these pistols. They've not managed to do it so far, but it's their time to shine. Team Falcon, they need to close this out, and right now, just stop it in its tracks. But Roman, he's going to get spotted through the smoke, but in reverse, he's going to be able to do the damage. Finds one, looking for the second one as well. Third one can't quite find it. USP is going to be out in hand, but has to back off. Doesn't have the HP to contend with this in the deagle. Kyrgyz is going to be able to get the kill. That smoke didn't really do much over towards connector. Allowed sAw to be able to back off and do with what he wants, but that's going to be 1 or 2. It's a bit of an equal trade here.
I mean, sAw was saying that Roman was saying, you know, they tend to suck at anti-ecos, but seems to me they've put in a lot of work into that. They've been doing well, just shutting down Falcon consistently, and even their own ecos. They did manage to win out on one of their eco rounds, but for the most part, they've had a really steady climb here on the CT side, and Falcon taking a moment here to try to readjust, try to restabilize, knowing that they're at a massive disadvantage, and sAw, as predicted, would have very strong control of these two sites. Team Falcon, no matter where they go here, this is going to be tough. I do like this, though. I'm interested to see if this pays off.
That boost is absolutely fantastic. It really distracts them, but they managed to get the kill, and unfortunately... Oh, okay, finally, Kyrgyz's going to be able to get Just. That is a fantastic kill over towards the site, and now it's going to be leaving them in a decent opportunity to be able to make this push, but AK is too strong. Arky gets the kill, sAw for the second one, and that is 12 rounds on the board. We've got 2 to go. Keep in mind, like, not long ago, at the start of this game, this half rather, it was 2 rounds on the board. They've nearly gained 10 rounds since that.
I feel like going to overtime would be somewhat acceptable. I feel like if sAw just barrel through and take the 16-14, Falcon... I don't know. If I was on Falcon, I'd hit a depression. But I will say that these players tend to have far more tenacity than your average person. That's how they get to this level of play. So now with Falcon having bought up quite nicely, unfortunately, not going to be able to put Mac in Maka on that AWP again, but with a bunch of rifles in hand and a nice opening shot.
And that's going to work fantastic for them. The smoke and flashes just going to be working in tandem. Keels is going to be able to get a kill onto Justin. Now the site's going to get taken down. And Mutrus is all that stands between bomb being planted and these T's. He has to be super careful. Smoke's going to be going out trying to help cover up his position. But no, he's going to get slaughtered. This is the end of the dream. Stadono in a 1v4. No way home, unfortunately for him. He's going to have to do what he can. Doesn't hit that shot. And unfortunately, I think this is where you have to realize that this isn't going to be the case. Back off, save the AWP, or at least throw it over the wall so the other team don't get it. He has to do something here. 15 rounds on the board with Team Falcon after this. Like, that's just so well executed. That's what we've been wanted to see from Team Falcon, but they've only just been able to bring it through in the last round.
Yeah, a little surprising to see that it's taken them so long to get back the coordination that they had so much of on their CT side. They've been looking very messy, very confused, not too sure exactly where they need to push and what angles they need to take. And now there's, you know, after this round, it's looking that little bit better. We find ourselves here on match point, and thankfully for sAw, they've built up that slush fund. They can still buy into this round, so they're not terribly stressed out just yet. They've mounted an unbelievable comeback. But the question here becomes, can they keep that going? Falcon really want to close it out here if they can. This wasn't their map pick, so if they can close this out and then close out their own map, well, I don't have to tell you what happens.
Yeah, I mean, sAw obviously picked this map like you were saying there. Team Falcon playing in Ground Switch. They didn't choose, but they've been playing absolutely fantastically on that first half. They're now bringing it back. Maybe they've got a little bit of a better reason. They went to B last time, it worked. This time they're trying again, but he's got them red. He's going to be able to do a lot of damage straight through the smoke. He's going to get a bunch of kills and damage, but not enough. It's going to be Arky with the spray. Doesn't quite work. Flash from above. Going to deny them the push as aggressively as they want, but Roman's going to have to push across. He's going to be able to pick up one. It's going to be the bomb plant going down, but they have to play slowly. But look at this HP. That dunk. Obi. Nice. Right, going to be coming through. Roman with the delivery. 15 HP left. All it is going to take is a single AWP shot. There's going to be the Molotov going down. Unfortunately, doesn't really achieve too much, but Roman does. That was a split hair away from going in favor of Team Falcon.
This is the problem with funneling in through one area. So I was talking a few rounds back about how I really liked Falcon's two-prong attack over towards the A site. And that's really how you want to be approaching all of these sites. To have just about everyone funneling in through a literal tunnel. Not ideal. Trying to push through the smokes here. Well, there you go. Replays just to colorize the commentary. Unfortunately, yeah, it somewhat backfires. They do get quite a few kills out of it. But look at this. Towards the end of the round, they're so low HP. The one HE gets the kill. And then it's just Roman through the smoke who manages to get that last cleanup. Team Falcon, they are still on match point. And, oh, you're kidding me, Haji? You just go down in the first 3 seconds of the round? Oh, not good for Falcons.
Like, picking up 20 to 21 on his KD on Just is actually really impressive, because the first half, basically the whole team did very little in regards to kills. So keep in mind, like, the second half has just been like fantastic for a lot of these players. Anyway, Team Falcon, they've lost one. Now they're going to be pushing over towards the A site. Incendiary Grenade is going to be going out. Potentially going to be tagging someone down. Doesn't quite work out. Mutra is going to be left with his, well, unfortunately, flash in his hand. Roman is going to be pushing back through towards toilets. Even Arky to try and defend this. This is a bad situation for them to be in. Oh, map control is going to go through, but Roman's going to be coming up from behind. Oh, I left them in a, you know, whole state of security, and they're really going to get punished for that. Now, they still have 3 players. They've got site control. Roman can't make any real pushes on here. They have to get this player in from short. By toilets. Justy's going to be able to do exactly that. Picks up one. They're going to be able to pick up a second one. Arky's going to get another one. Kirajin, he's going to be left in a difficult situation. He can't do it. sAw, 14th round on the board. Team Falcon, fantastic execution in towards the A site, but they just get punished. sAw playing really well.
The last few players they have left alive there in that post plant, and they just get peeked one by one by one. And it's unfortunate because sAw play that really well. I mean, they're moving together as a unit. Those last couple of players, they're a conga line. And where the one goes, the other follows. And it's obviously because you want to be able to trade if necessary, but both of them stay alive because Falcon just peek them one by one. And so at that point, fairly simple to clean it out. Here we are on the brink of overtime. A scenario that I definitely did not see coming once we got to maybe around 8 in the first half. I was like, yeah, this is probably going to be pretty one-sided affair, and yet we're on the doorstep.
Yeah, I just want to mention with Arceus. Oh, okay, he does actually buy armor. I was questioning his decision there. I thought he was going to go full utility, but no, okay, they do all get armor. That's good. And an AWP as well. So you know what? This is as close as Team Falcon could get to a full buy. They're missing a couple of bits of utility, and that's about it. Maybe a pistol too as well. This is their time to shine. If they want to close this out, 16-14, this is the time to do it. Maka's going to be making this peak. He might well just be able to get this shot. He does. He takes down Sadano. This is the aggression they need. Misses the second shot. Incendiary goes out, but they've done their job. They've managed to get a kill. Man advantage is now going to be coming through the spray, through the wall. Does a little bit of damage, but not enough to achieve much. Bomb is still down towards Monster at the moment, so this could be a bit of a false... No, never mind. He is going to pick it up and go back. So Haji going to be pushing through, and Yujin is going to catch someone off guard. This could be the end. Mutrus has to go huge. He picks up one, but his position is now known. And I don't think his teammates are in a good position to help him. He goes for the spray, but he's going to be out of bullets at the moment. But he picks up one, going for the second one. He can't do it. Kios is just there, and now just going to be left in a 1v3. He's going to be coming in from below with an AK in hand. Well, on his back at least, and a 5.7 in hands, and I don't think he can quite work out what he wants to do, but unfortunately they just weren't able to play together as a team in that last situation. So we saw Mutrus take down 2, but there's no one to go in for that trade, no one to back him up. That's really what I think has caused the downfall, and unfortunately Just is just so far away. He's picked up an incendiary grenade, but he's got little to no time, and he's got to make it all the way out through Connect. So he has to sAw. This is it. There's just no way. Mackinson should be able to take him down. That is game. sAw. Pick up. Well, fail the first map.
Not the way I expected it to end, all things considered. I would love to be a fly on the wall in that very last tack pause. Okay, I can't speak French, so I'd need a translator fly as well, but however they came up with that last round strategy, the fake over towards B, pick up the bomb, hightail it towards A, the comms must have been absolutely insane as they make their way in onto the B site, and they have to mow down these last couple of players to get themselves that coveted spot and get that bomb down. Great last round from Falcon, exactly what they needed to close it out. sAw put up a good fight, but unfortunately just weren't able to close it.
Well, we're going to hop over to a quick break, come back with post-game analysis to talk you through what happened in that game. Don't go anywhere. Stick around. See you in a moment.